recipe, and to get desserty here, and highlighting one of my favorite seasonal ingredients is the peach. And we have such a short window in Ontario for good peaches, so we're trying to take advantage of it when we can. Peaches, as well as most stone fruits, would be a great choice, a great choice to use if you're on a low-fibre diet. Again, minding the skins.
Right.
You don't have to worry about seeds because it really is just the pit, which regardless if you're on a low-fibre diet or not, you do not eat the pit, right? But the actual fruit itself is a great option to use. So we're going to use this and make a crisp, a fruit crisp, which is nice because you can pretty much transition whatever fruit you like, as long as it's okay for the diet that you need throughout the seasons, and pretty much follow the same recipe as is. So, a couple tips with the peaches. I have some diced here already to remove the skin. Again, if you're not on a low-fibre diet, you can leave the skin on. It's great color, extra fiber. But in this case, we want to remove the skin. So you can go very traditional, take your knife or a peeler and just remove the skin this way, which is, I guess it can be meditative in the kitchen, but a little tedious. And if you're not super comfortable using a paring knife, and a vegetable peeler might not work as well, then you can do a couple other things. So you can go through the process of blanching the fruit. And what that means, what is blanching? So blanching is very, very quickly placing your ingredient in boiling water and then removing it. So leaving it for like 30 to 60 seconds and then removing it and placing it directly into an ice bath. Okay, that shock, which is a great technique, by the way, if you want to freeze fruits or vegetables that are in season, because it sort of sets that color and it helps the freezing process. And what you can do is after you blanch, put it in an ice bath, these skins will come off super easy at that point. So it's an easy way to do it, but I mean, that's a process, having to set up the water and everything, right? So you can either peel it like this, or a much easier option, and especially when they're not in season, is to use frozen. Frozen peaches, as Daniela and a lot of the dietitians that we've worked with said, just as nutritious as fresh. So great option there, but much more convenient. They're also already peeled for it. So all the peels are gone, and you can just use the fruit as is, which is nice. And especially in a recipe like this, where I'm cooking it anyways, it's doesn't matter. It's going to be nice and soft, and frozen, we're not really losing that much quality. So we peeled more peaches. Again, as exciting as it is for her to sort of watch me peel peaches, just save you that hassle. Just do one, and we're just going to cut them into like large chunks off of the pit. This one is really ripe. I had some earlier that were a little on the harder side. What's nice is even if you have underripe peaches, you can still follow the same process. We're just going to cook it a little bit longer in the oven. Okay?
And what if they're a little overripe?
That's perfect. If they're overripe, then and you are this jackpot. It's going to taste fantastic. Overripe fruit, as long as it's not like we're getting to like crazy, like super bruised territory. Overripe fruit is a great way. Is a great way to use it up because maybe not the greatest to eat on its own, but to cook would be fantastic. So peaches in a bowl. Again, it's no exact recipe, but 2 to 3 cups. It really just depends on how much you want to make. If you want to make more, then you can go for more. What I like to do is add a little bit of lemon juice to this. This will help prevent or slow down some of the oxidation and the browning. This is just a good technique with any vegetables or fruits where you want to sort of prevent that oxidation. Use a little bit of lemon juice. And then cinnamon or nutmeg or cardamom or ginger would actually be really good. Use what you like in this. and we'll give it a little stir. Actually, Cassandra,
Yes.
don't mind. Can we put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, please? Sorry.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you just dial it. Yeah, after it's closed. And then start. There you go. All right, it's a little bit of cinnamon. Peaches are ready to go. Whatever is oven safe, go for it. So if you want to use a pot, use a pot. That will work. I have a little springform pan. I'm not making a cake, but this is just, it's going to carry our peaches and it's going to work fantastic. I also used all my pots and pans, so I'm left with this. Oh, perfect timing. Once the butter explodes, we know it's ready to go. All right. Also, don't want to clean the pan, using the same technique. Parchment, water, and we're going to line the dish of choice, and then pour in all of your peaches. If you want to add a little bit of sweetness, you can definitely do that at this point. Maple syrup, honey, whatever you like. A little brown sugar. I'm just going as is. These are pretty ripe peaches, so they're pretty sweet. And the topping, I'm going to add a little bit of sweetness to it. So it should have enough in there, but you can adjust to your needs for sure, your preferences. So there we go. Peaches on the bottom of our parchment. That's ready to go into the oven for about 20 minutes. Now what I like to do is put a cover on it. So you can wrap it with foil, you can put a piece of parchment and kind of stick it on top. If you have a lid that fits, go for it. But I want to keep the juices in the pan, because that is going to add this really nice sort of like syrup. It's natural syrup. I don't want it to evaporate and dry out. So just give it a little cover. And then 20 minutes in the oven. Running out of space here too. We have one that's done. All right. So here I just made like a parchment lid. Fancy name for this. Does anyone? I think someone in the crowd might know. Does anyone know what the name for this is? This parchment lid. Oh. The little hole in the middle. It's called a cartouche. Very fancy cartouche. Yes. So it allows a little bit of the steam out, but it keeps most of it intact. And so you have, after about 20 minutes or so, these cooked peaches, and you can see that sort of natural, it's got like syrup that's come out of it. Yeah. It's absolutely fantastic. Really, really tasty.
And remind me, what temperature did you cook this at?
So 350 degrees to 375, depending on your oven. Yeah. If you feel like it's 350, or if you're putting it at 350 and you feel like it needs more time, just give it more time. Yeah, just until it softens up like this. Now for the topping. So Cassandra, if you will, we are using cornflakes as a topping, not a traditional topping for a crisp. What would be a traditional topping for a crisp? Oats. Sorry? Oats. Exactly. Oats. Yes, very traditional topping. Oats tend to be a little higher in fiber. And so if you are on a lower fiber diet, cornflakes act as a fantastic substitution. So that's what we're going to be using today. If you're not on a low fiber diet and you want to use oats, you can absolutely use oats here as well. If you wouldn't mind, we're going to add a little bit of melted butter to the oats, directly into the oats.
To the cornflakes.
Sorry, cornflakes. Thank you. Cornflakes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, all of it in. We're making a bigger batch here. If you don't want to use butter, you can even use oil here too, which needs a little bit of fat there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add our sweetness. We're going to add a little bit of maple syrup to this. Yeah, about 2 tablespoons. So let's see if you know exactly what's not. Oh, keep going. So about 2 tablespoons ish. We just want it to kind of coat evenly. That's perfect. Okay. And then we'll give that a little stir. There's a round of applause. Is Cassandra here? Absolutely.
Cornflakes is maybe more my style.
Yeah. This would be an interesting bowl of cereal if someone caught you making breakfast. A little pinch of salt.
Okay.
Which might be
seems weird on cornflakes.
Cornflakes, but it will really help to enhance the flavor.
Okay.
So really nice, simple topping. And again, if you know, even if you're not on a low-fiber diet, maybe you don't have oats on hand, we have some cornflakes, we have some cereal. This is a nice, crunchy topping, not only for desserts, but for savory items as well. We actually have a recipe in our archives where we did a topping for a fish, baked fish with a cornflake topping, and it was really, really good. Yeah, it's a really nice texture. That's perfect.
Okay.
So we're going to evenly pour that over top of peaches. Any questions at home? We have people watching. We're here. We can answer.
Breadcrumbs.
Yes, absolutely. Anything to give it texture would be great. Again, depending on your needs, right? If you do like a breadcrumbs from like a white bread, then that would be your better low-fiber option. Beautiful, fantastic. Look at you flexing your culinary skills. All right, so cornflake topping, that goes into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes, okay? We just want it to set and get some really nice color on it, okay? It's already crunchy, so I don't know to make it extra crunchy, but when that maple syrup heats up and then cools down, it's gonna give it this amazing texture, really nice crunch. So, in the oven.
For patients undergoing chemo, one of the things we always say is just fed is best. And, you know, you can't always follow the guidelines, and that's okay. Just keep the calories going. All you can eat is this lovely dessert. Then eat the lovely dessert and don't stress too much about it. We do want to balance overall, but at the end of the day, make sure you're getting the calories in, and fed is best.
Thank you. All right, so there we go. That is, we did this in a pot, so it didn't shrink. Just a. There we go. So that's the crunch. So you can sort of hear. We're all quiet. There we go. And we're going to spoon into this one, just so we see what it looks like on the bottom. But you should have this really, it'll lower it. Nice kind of saucy bottom with the peaches, and then that crunchy top. Now, if you wanted to serve this with some ice cream, I'm not going to stop you. But you can also serve this with a little bit of yogurt on the side, or even like a custard or something like that. Whatever you like. I am very happy with it just as is with the peaches, because you do have that really nice crunchy topping.
Yogurt would be a great way to add some protein as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you want to add a little more protein, that's a great call. Do that there. But otherwise, here is our peach and cornflake crisp. Yeah! I saw those hands go up and I kind of stumbled on the name. But we did it. We did our 3 recipes. Cassandra, thank you so much for joining us today. Fantastic in the kitchen. You did a wonderful job.
We won't go that far, but thank you very much for having me.
You're great. And just a reminder for everyone watching at home, the recipes, as well as some of the links for the resources that Cassandra mentioned, we'll include them, and we'll post them on our website. You will be able to find them on our YouTube channel as well. And just a reminder, we'll go back next Thursday, not next Thursday, the 3rd Thursday in September, as we are every month, 3rd Thursday of the month. And we'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your summer. And thanks for joining us.